Dudley.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to a show
Welcome.
on your ear holes.
Yeah.
A show on your ear holes.
That's a weird way of putting it, but yes.
But it's accurate.
I mean, yes, it's accurate. I mean, technically it's hitting more than your ear holes.
Is it hitting your sense of smell?
No, but I mean, like, the sound waves are bombarding all of you, but your ear holes send it to the deep
Your ear
zone,
holes are the front lines.
which vibrates, and you sense it.
No one wants science on this podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was something where we tried to teach people something.
No.
Oh.
Just because we changed the name doesn't change the level of intelligence. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
It's been a long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Long weekend.
Long weekend.
Yeah.
The weekend's never long, Daniel.
It's long because I'm working over the weekend.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's been fun.
Working through the weekend.
Yeah.
That's not how the song goes.
That's not how it goes. But that's what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I may have to work some next weekend.
Yeah.
But I am comforted by the thought that I will be paid overtime.
Yeah. Yeah. That's nice.
Money soothes all wounds.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, you literally use dollars as a tourniquet.
I don't think so.
You could bandage yourself.
I don't see that as a
Some
good...
tape. And I mean, it's fabric, so it's
but
it's absorptive.
I don't know. I never bled into money before.
I mean, you haven't lived until you bled into money.
Have you?
That's what all the rich people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what they do. I mean.
I'm bleeding.
Oh, no,
I'm not gonna buy a Band-Aid.
Yeah,
I'll stick this $100 bill
I'll
on.
just take this $100 bill.
Uh-huh.
Right.
That's
or
dumb.
pennies.
Pennies?
Yes,
No.
because the copper.
No.
Is, like, good for you, right? Copper's good. That's why they have all the, like, exercise bands and the braces.
Yeah, the arthritis gloves.
Yeah, they have they're infused with copper.
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, all those ads seen on TV ads talking about the power of copper.
I don't know.
And
I don't
you're
have
supposed to cook with a copper pan.
I don't have regular TV.
I don't either.
So I don't know what the ads seen on TVs are these days.
I mean, that's the last thing I remember.
Yeah. They probably haven't changed much. They just gave it another name.
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as video games,
yeah,
I have been playing Mobius Front.
Mobius
83?
Front. Yes, I have started playing Mobius Front 80. Is it 83 or 84? 83. As well.
Yeah.
And it is fantastic.
Did you write down 84?
I wrote down 84. But are you questioning it now?
A little bit.
Okay, well, if you want to... I have it up on my computer. If you want to come over and take a look at it.
It's
83. My bad. I wrote down the wrong number.
Yep.
That's fine. Number aside.
Yeah.
Fantastic game.
It's a great game.
It's really good.
Our Lord and Savior, Zachtronics.
My buddy Zach made a good game.
He always delivers.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why he didn't email me to tell me about it, and instead just put it out there so I could discover it in all its glory.
But you didn't discover it, I did.
You did. But I still found out and still got to play it without paying for it.
This is true.
Because you bought it and I played
I
it through your
did,
Steam
because
store.
I buy all of Zachtronics games.
Family share is wonderful.
It is a wonderful thing. It's very helpful.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I had to play offline a lot because you're playing at the same time. But it's fine.
It doesn't work with multiplayer games.
No,
but,
it doesn't.
Single player, great.
Yeah.
So I have just finished Chapter 1.
Yes. I'm
Mobius
3
Front.
missions into Chapter 3, I believe. Or maybe 4.
3?
3 or 4
there's a 4?
Missions.
Oh, missions.
Okay. Into the
second chapter. Okay. So I'm catching up on it.
Yeah, you're catching up. I slowed down a little bit.
I think I'm doing better at it than you were.
I think you're doing fairly well. You were struggling at first.
There was one mission I had struggled with, and then once I got it down, it's like I was in sync with the game at that point.
Yeah.
So since that mission, I have done very well.
See, I didn't have that much trouble with that mission, but there was one later.
A harder version of that.
Yeah, the same mission, but it's harder. Like the mission you're talking about was to destroy some like surface-to-air missiles.
Yeah, SAMs.
Some SAMs,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have any trouble with the first one where you had to destroy 4 of them.
Yeah, I had trouble with it.
And then there's a later mission where you have to destroy 6 of them. There's 2 groups of 3.
Yeah.
And I struggled with that one. I had a lot of trouble with that.
It was the reverse for me. So the 4 one, I had trouble with the first one because there's 2 of them. You do a 4, and then there's another one that you do another 4. And I had trouble with the first one, and once I kind of eventually got through it, kind of figured out how to do it. It's been smooth sailing. And then when I got to the 6th one, I had no trouble with it at all.
Yeah.
In fact, I almost did it. My strategy on these games is the first time I just plan to fail.
Yeah.
I just get a bunch of helicopters and fly the map and see what the guy's gonna do.
Yeah.
And
just
then
kind of see an idea.
and then when it goes really badly, I start over and then I'm like, okay, I know what's gonna happen. I have general idea what's gonna happen and play. And so I did that on that mission. Threw some helicopters, found where they are, so I could just be like, all right, now I know which directions to go. And then so when I almost did it on my second try. Yeah. But I made a few mistakes about placement, and I have a problem with. So you each the standard soldier has 2 attacks. Yeah. They have a assault rifle. Yeah. And then they have like a rocket launcher. Like a bazooka thing. I have a trouble where I keep accidentally using the machine gun instead of the rocket launcher on tanks.
Why are you doing that?
And it's throwing off.
The rocket launcher is way better against the tank. Well, yeah. Usually you can destroy a standard tank with one shot.
Pretty quick, yeah. And but
with bullets, it sometimes doesn't even get through the armor.
It doesn't. Actually, it doesn't get through the armor at all.
So you're not using your units efficiently, Dudley.
I am not, and that's where I messed up. And I would have made the mission. It hadn't been for me doing that a few times and throwing off, and then putting my helicopter in one bad spot because I thought I was out of range of the SAMs, but I did not get out of range of the SAMs, and so it blew up my really nice. Hawk helicopter or whatever it's called. Yeah.
I struggled because I'd bring in the Hawk, the big kind of gunship.
Yeah, which is nice.
Which is nice, but it kept getting destroyed.
You gotta take out anything that can shoot helicopters, knowing that when the Hawk shows up, you can just.
Well, I struggled, and then I had this idea of what if I you can get regular drop helicopters and run with guy loaded up with and it kind of worked. I just zoomed it in and landed in the forest next to and rushed them into the forest next to the SAM. And I was able to take out one group of them and then was completely obliterated and couldn't move toward the other one to take it out.
Well, I did the same way, but I did one helicopter at each. And then they can slowly pick it off. And then I have some other stuff that spread out through the field to divert other vehicles away from them. Yeah. And that works pretty good. Yeah. And then while I'm doing that, I make sure to destroy anything that can shoot air. Yeah. Because it helps. Because it protects my regular helicopters, which I use to take out foot soldiers. Yeah. And then it also, when it gets to the point where I can get the Hawk, it can fly around unimpeded, except for I have to avoid the SAMs. Yeah. And it worked pretty good.
Yeah, I just couldn't make it work very well, but I did get through it.
Well, and then I used the foot soldiers. I threw them in real quick to kind of in 2 groups. And to split everything. Yeah. And then they kind of slowly pick at the SAMs. But then while those are doing that, I used I can't remember what they're called, but they're the trucks that'll shoot really far distance. They're
the mortars.
Yeah, the mortar launcher.
I don't care for those.
Yeah, because they only do 1 damage.
They only do 1 damage, so against anything with armor, they're not useful.
You have to be very careful with them.
They're good with soldiers.
They're good with soldiers and the SAMs because they don't have armor.
Yeah.
So That's
how I beat the first SAMs mission. Was just I had a ton of those guys.
Yeah. And I had 2 of them, one for each group, and I would just slowly put them in because they're pretty weak, so they can get destroyed very easy. So you have to be careful with them. But maneuver them through. But once they get there, they tend to be left alone because they don't do a lot of damage. Yeah. and then they're usually something else that they're trying to destroy, so they won't pick them off right away once you get them into position.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
But since then, I've just been trekking through them pretty good. It takes me 2 or 3 tries to get through most missions. And the hardest one I've done, or I thought one of the harder ones, it took me 3 or 4 tries, was the one where you have to hold off until you get reinforcements, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get, like, the way you spend points. So you get 10 points the first round, and then you have to wait till phase 3 to get 10 more points.
Mm-hmm.
And while the enemy got 20 points in phase 1.
See, I remember doing that one, and it wasn't hard.
I
pretty much every mission I've done since that one where I had to destroy the 6 cities,
Yeah.
I've done in like 1 try for the most part.
I think it took me 3 or 4 tries. No, 3 tries. It was 3 tries because I did it once, did terrible, and then the second one I was like, okay, I got this. But then it got. I realized I was trying to hold 3 positions.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't a way to do it because the way the third position is, it's really hard to defend it.
Yeah.
And so because I was struggling so hard to hold the third position, I would wipe out a lot of soldiers.
Doesn't it have checkpoints you have to capture?
Yeah. The third checkpoint.
That's what it is. I think I just went through and I blasted through it and captured all of them as quickly as possible.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because their tanks are pretty powerful, and they would blow up my trucks.
Yeah.
So what I did was I just dumped, for the one I succeeded, I dumped everything right at the front, and then just held, and so he would come in a little bit by little bit,
mm-hmm.
and try to take the second checkpoint.
Yeah.
The second to last one for him, and I would just destroy everything, and then by the time I got to the phase 3 and got reinforcements, I'd wiped out most of his stuff, and then I could push and get the third and just take all those positions, and it wasn't too bad. It's just kind of figuring out where what the little strategy for each deal. Once you get it, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's really good. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Advance Wars, which I love those games. And so it's a little bit of that, and but very much like chess in a lot of ways, where you're like trying to most of it's maneuvering. It's getting in a position, but get in a way that if they have to move up to you before to progress, and then you can just take them out when they move up close to you, because you get the first attack, and if you have soldiers there, you can rocket shoot.
I just figured out how to utilize the mortar guys effectively.
Oh yeah.
I never they kind of just became cannon fodder for me because they hit hard.
Yeah.
But they only have 2 health,
yeah.
and then I kind of just like in the last mission finally go, okay, this is where I should kind of be using these for, because I would always put them in the wrong spot. And then by the time I got them, because you have to spend their turn setting them up.
Yeah.
So they would always die before I got used to them. But I kind of finally got the hang of how to use them in the last mission.
How do you use them?
You kind of have them in a tunnel. So you have you find a tunnel where they're gonna come through, and you put them kind of towards the back of it so they can shoot down it. Because I kept trying to do it.
Stick them out front.
Yeah, and it doesn't work. And if you have them too close to, you want to be them kind of towards the back of an entry. So.
Yeah.
As soon as they round the corner or come into view, you can hit them.
Yeah.
But it was just bad positioning on my part.
Yeah. What do you think of the little side games?
I liked them. I like the solitaire game a lot.
I haven't won one yet.
I've won it.
I like it, but I haven't won it yet.
I've won it.
Mm-hmm.
It took me about 5 tries, and then I finally won it.
I
haven't won it again.
I've only played it like 4 or 5 times.
I played a lot. I will sit there and go through it every once in a while, and then I like it, and I've come real close to winning it a few times, but I get to around 55 and I can't get any further. But it's good. And then the TI 330 is pretty good too.
I like it. I would play a whole game of just that.
I would too.
Yeah, it's so good.
In fact, the last mission I did had you collect. You could optional to collect one of those, and I forgot about it by the time I got through the mission.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh crap, I forgot about it." So I reloaded it, but on the easier setting, just to blast through it and kill the TI, get the TI 3030.
Yeah.
330.
Yeah.
So
They find the spy unit.
Yeah.
They're usually hiding in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
I sweep around. Any mission I know that has them, I kind of send my helicopter around to find them so I can make sure.
And I could have done that. I just forgot. It was there, and it was hiding off into one side. So I had killed everything. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm done. Just got to get these checkpoints."
Yeah.
And it didn't. It just messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. It's fun. It's an interesting puzzle solving those. I wish there were more of them.
Yeah, that's really my biggest complaint is I want more of the 330 missions.
Yeah, so far I've done 3.
Oh, really?
Outside the tutorial.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you think? Are there more?
I thought I've only done 2 after the tutorial. Maybe I've done 3.
Yeah,
I'd have to look.
Yeah, there's been 3.
Yeah.
So the last one I had had one. So.
How many missions into this chapter 2 are you?
Just the first one.
Just the first one?
I haven't even started it. I just did the story.
Okay.
Get a little opening cinematic thing on the cinematic. It's pretty basic, but and it's like taking checkpoints or whatever. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah, then I must have all up because I've done. I think you're right. It's at least 3 after the tutorial. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's just like a fun little circuit diagram building game where you're like deciphering radio frequencies basically, which are represented by little patterns.
Yeah, it's
like
a
3x3 grid pattern.
Grid that has 2 different symbols, either solid square or a wiggly line.
Yeah.
And
like
different stuff
you have to
changing.
amp it up to make the wiggly lines this full squares.
Or you can combine 2 squiggly lines to make a square.
Yeah.
That actually realizing that made the last one easier, pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
It's fun.
It's a neat little concept.
Yeah.
I think he needs to add multiplayer to it.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they've never done a multiplayer game.
It would be a really good multiplayer.
It would be really
cool. A 1v1 where you get so many points. You set the points, and then you build, and it'd be pretty fun.
I think it would be cool.
I think it'd be anger-inducing.
It would be difficult, yeah.
But
well, I think that if you're good at it, it'd be a lot of just, like, waiting each other out.
Yeah.
Because I think you would have to force people to move somehow because...
I don't know.
Because I can see for scenarios where the front lines get set up and neither one wants to advance.
And it may have to have like a time frame thing. Like if you don't advance, like after so long, if you go so many turns without making a push, whoever has majority wins, kind of thing.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because otherwise you would be easy to try to lure people in and. Because that's kind of the game. And really the strategy of the single player is knowing how the AI thinks and trying to, get it to move into a position.
Yeah.
Where it compromises itself.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I like it. I highly recommend anyone who's a fan of Zachtronic or any kind of turn-based strategy combat game.
Yeah, it's really fantastic.
It's scratching the itches I was feeling last week.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of like, I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah.
I got it for free. It came with my my AMD processor. So I installed it because it came out this week. And I was thinking, I'll play this. And I just wasn't in the mood for it.
Really?
Yeah, I played it for like... 30, 40 minutes.
Did you tell me you've never played any Assassin's Creed?
I played the first one, like, briefly.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
I own the first one on PlayStation 3, I think.
Oh, wow.
And that was the only one I played.
I played a handful of them. Like, the first one, the second one, and, like, every other one. I played 3.
Yeah.
I played Brotherhood or something like that. I played just random one. I haven't played one in a while. I think 3 was the last one I played. But yeah, I'm intrigued by the new one. I don't know. I like maybe if I can play your copy somehow.
I may give it a go during the Thanksgiving break, and when I have extra time to really devote. It's one of those things where it's like my game time right now is very limited.
Yeah.
And I just don't. So it's like, oh, I can play for an hour, and I just can't seem to get myself into this. I want to devote a lot of time to it.
Yeah.
Whereas like I play Mobius Front, and I can do a mission in like, maybe 30 minutes at the most.
Yeah.
And it doesn't eat up a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
And I still really enjoy it. And that's kind of why I was playing. Last week I was playing. What is it? Heroes of Might and Magic.
Yeah.
I was playing it because I just wanted to play something like that, the turn-based strategy thing, and then the Mobius is scratching that. It fits it perfectly.
Good fit.
Really what I'm wanting to play, so I'm enjoying it.
Well, we've been playing also a little bit with. I play with Rob, and we play with Ham. What we like to call dwarves in space.
Yes.
Dwarves in space.
You want to do that together, and it'll make it sound spacey?
Oh, you think we can do that?
Ready?
Dwarves in
space. How's that?
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not great.
Well, let's do it again. I want to throw something on the end of it. Okay,
okay.
Ready? Go.
Dwarves in
Space.
Oh, you gave a little echo there.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
What the actual game is called is Deep Dive Galactic.
That's not what it's called.
That is what it's called.
It's Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactic. That's what I said. What'd you think?
You said Deep Dive Galactic.
I think Deep Dive works. I think that's the name of the company in the game.
Maybe.
I think the company is called Deep Dive, but
I don't know.
Deep Rock Galactic is the actual name of the game. I
I
like how I said the actual name of the game is something that's not the actual name of the game.
And you're completely wrong.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah. We played a bunch
It's
with
a 4-player cooperative dwarf mining fighting
dwarves in space.
spider aliens.
I think Dwarves in Space sums it up.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, you're mining a big rock and gathering resources, whether
Yeah.
it's morkite or
Liquid
eggs
morkite.
or liquid morkite. Morkite's really important, apparently.
I don't know what morkite is, but
I don't know
apparently
either.
it's
But,
an important mineral.
Yeah, apparently it comes in solid and liquid form.
Apparently.
Um,
Whatever. And you have to refine it if it's in liquid form.
Yeah, I like the refining missions. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Because the first mission is like you're running through some cavern and you're mining stuff on the wall as well as picking up random things. And then big spiders and stuff are coming at you while you're doing it.
Yeah.
And every once in a while you get a swarm where a bunch of them come. And well, we've been unlocking more areas. And new other missions. So you eventually get like an egg hunt mission where you have to go find these biomasses and dig into them to get the eggs.
Yeah.
And every time you grab an egg, it pisses things off and they come at you.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And then the next one was a refinery mission. So you have a big refinery platform, and it has 3 hoses that come off. You have to build the hoses.
Yeah, you have to lay some pipe.
Yeah, you got to lay pipe and to all the little geysers of liquid morkite. And then defend it as it it starts pumping it out.
Yeah.
And then of course it also stuff breaks and you have to go and repair the pipes and stuff. And it's really fun. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun multiplayer game.
It's intense.
There's different classes.
Yeah.
There's 4 different classes, and you pick them, and they have different guns and different abilities.
Yeah.
And
we only were successful on like 2 missions our first night of playing.
Yeah.
We weren't good.
Now, 2 out of like 5.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
One of them we were like way down in the bottom of a hole, way down in a hole.
Yes.
And we couldn't remember how to get out.
Yeah, we got
stuck in there, and we could not figure out how to get back to where the drop pod was.
Yeah.
Because we were gotten everything. So Robert was the driller, and he was just like, I'll just drill a tunnel up. So he just starts tunneling up an upward ramp toward the drop pod.
Which
seemed like a bad idea. Didn't seem like a bad idea until we realized how bad of an idea.
Well, it's real bad because it basically creates a nice straight path of all the monsters to come right to you. Because if you're all in the tunnel, they all come through the...
Yeah, he was drilling.
Uh-huh.
I was at the back of the pack with I was playing the gunner. I had the minigun, just unloading on stuff, and which was working fine.
Uh-huh.
And I was doing that, and I guess Ham was helping. I don't know. Yeah, we were fighting them all.
Yeah, I was helping.
Grenades.
I was helping Robert mine when he was having the leaded drill. Cool.
So I think Ham and I were doing the fighting, trying to keep things back.
Yeah.
And then the problem what happened was we were almost there. I think we weren't that far, and I ran out of ammo.
Yeah.
And I ran out of grenades.
And
I was like, we're in a tunnel. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And there's still a swarm. And then I got knocked down, and then Ham got knocked down, and then it was like, it was just a free-for-all. We all died.
Well, and I realized after the fact that what I should have done as the engineer was I can put platforms down.
Yeah.
And I could have put them down and blocked the tunnel behind us.
Yeah, but they can still dig through it.
They can, but it would have slowed them down.
It could have slowed them down a little bit. And we probably should have loaded up on ammo before we did something.
Yeah, it was just bad.
Yeah, it was just a bad idea all around.
It was just bad.
Yeah. Or we should have figured out how to get back to the area where the drop down is. Or, what we learned later, follow the mule. Because the mule just walks that way and leaves markers telling you which way to go.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, we should have done that.
Yeah.
Instead, we hit it and it wandered off. And we were fighting off stuff, and then we're like, where do we go? We don't know.
Yeah, we kind of messed up on that one. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. But we have gotten better.
We have.
2 or 3 times I've played, since the first time we played, we've done fairly well. We probably 2 out of 3 were successful.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun.
It is really fun. I played with just Rob, and we did the first refining mission, and we were just kind of,
Yeah, I played with Rob as well, just he and him.
And then I played today solo.
Yeah, how's that?
It's actually pretty fun because you get a little drone named Bosco, who he'll revive you, and he'll also he'll shoot at things, and if you point him at stuff, he'll mine it and things. So you can put him. He doesn't carry anything. He just mines it, and it falls on the ground. So you
have to do the
pick up and so I did several missions. I did some egg missions, and I played the engineer because it seemed like the wise choice. Because I can shoot platforms if I need help getting up and play. I can also set up turrets that'll help. So if they need to reinforce something, I set up in turrets and it'll help fight off stuff with my drone, so I can fight things pretty well. And it works really well, actually. And so I did some egg missions. I did some just normal mining missions. I also did a refining mission by myself.
Really?
Yeah. And then I did which was interesting because these 2 robot things showed up.
Robots?
Like with a little boss health showed up at the top of the screen for them.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is this? And so I was like fighting those off, and I ended up destroying it, and then I could repair one of them. It was a big, huge walking turret thing. And I repaired it, and it started walking around shooting things for me, which was super cool. And I was like, what was this all about? This is weird. And I don't know what triggered that, but and then I got one of the other new missions I also got was you go in to a busted drop pod and mules.
Yeah.
You're repairing them.
We did some of those.
Yeah.
MayHam and Robert did them.
Yeah, I did some of those by myself where you have to go in and you have to put together the mules that are busted because a previous team all died.
Yeah.
While on a mission, and you're going to clean up their mission, and so you have to fix the mules. There's 2 of them, and then you got to fix the drop pod to refuel it to get it out.
We did one of those.
Yeah,
and we couldn't finish it.
No,
it wasn't because the mules are all broke, and you have to put their legs back on.
Yeah,
and all of them. It took 3 legs to fix them.
Yeah,
we only had 5 legs. I mean, there were 2 of them. We couldn't find a 6th leg. We searched the entire thing many times. I mean, the entire place.
It must have been in the ground or something.
No idea. We couldn't find it. Yeah. We looked everywhere, and we had looked went around the area so many times. The entire ground was littered with flares.
Yeah,
like you could just see where we had gone over and over and over looking for the leg.
Weird.
So we couldn't finish it. They eventually had to abandon the mission.
Weird.
Because we couldn't. We spent like 36 minutes on it. When most of those missions are, the longest is like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And we spent 36 minutes on it.
Wow.
Not even able to progress it. We're just like, okay, we give up. We abandoned the mission.
Weird.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if the leg
bugged
bugged out or what.
Or it like the procedural map just like buried it or something.
I don't know.
That's
Something
weird.
went wrong and we couldn't find it. I mean, we looked everywhere.
Weird.
I mean, we scoured the entire thing. Could not find it. And it's weird because they're usually nearby the mule.
Yeah.
The first area only had...
all the ones I found were all right by it.
Yeah, so the area we spawned in had one mule already there. So we're like, okay, right here. But it had 2 legs with it. So we put the 2 legs on, and then I was like, well, I don't see another one, because they have a little beacon that goes off, so you can see them. It's really obvious. There was no third one. So we went on, and we found the other one, and so I grabbed one of the legs in the next area and took it back and put it on there. But then we never found another one. So we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It just couldn't be done.
Yeah.
So we ended up abandoning it and starting another mission because it was it.
See, I want to tell you that of all the missions I did solo, you know how many of them I failed?
All of them.
No, none of them.
Most
I was
of them.
successful on like 5 missions in a row.
Okay, that's great.
I'm the best. I don't need help.
Well, I'm sure the difficulty scales based on how many people you have playing.
It's probably just as hard.
I don't think it is.
I think it's the same difficulty.
I don't think so.
I don't think there's.
I don't believe you.
I had no problems. It was super easy.
Yeah.
I mean, not easy, but I was successful.
If you say so.
So I'm thinking that every time we have failed.
Okay, then we will just never play with you again because you are so good solo.
I'm just saying that when we play all together, if things are going bad, it's not my fault. I do really well. The rest of you need to get your shit together.
Well, seems like you should be able to do it by yourself.
I do.
Then you don't need our help.
I mean, I like the social aspects of having y'all
Well,
around.
and what I'm saying is that when we have failed, it's because
because of
you weren't pulling your weight.
No, I'm saying
You said you could do it by yourself. Then what do you need us for?
Yes, no, but that thing is, I could do it all by myself, but y'all are there in my way.
I don't think
so I'm letting y'all do some of it, but I could do it all better.
Okay, well, next time we'll remember and let you do it all by yourself because you're so successful.
I am. I'm very successful. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a fun game. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted to play it some more. So, like, I came home this morning and I was sitting. I was like, well, I want to play something. I was trying to decide, do I want to play Dwarves or do I want to play Mobius? And I kind of couldn't decide. And then I ended up I was like, I want to try out Dwarves in Space solo and see how that is.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's still really good. Are you dying?
Got a little drainage.
Drainage.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I highly recommend it. And it's free on Xbox Game Pass right now. Yeah. I say free. It's free with,
if you pay
your
the
subscription cost.
You can play it on Game Pass.
Yes.
Which is it's great.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to see what else they add to those games. I kind of keep an eye on it because they add stuff all the time. And I'm like, oh, that looks fun. I'll grab that.
Yeah.
Since I'm paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's a good way. It's the only way I've played Xbox games right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Did you play anything else? I played like I said, I started Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd
like
just
to try it out. We may have to figure out so I can play it as well.
Yeah. Well, you probably have to just play it on my computer.
Yeah. I don't want to do that, but
because,
I guess we'll make that happen.
Yeah, because
Yeah, because I played those games quite a bit. Yeah, or at least some of the old ones. I haven't played.
It's on the Ubisoft.
Yeah. Launcher. You play.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we can, if I can log into it on your computer.
Probably.
If it'll let you do that.
Maybe it should.
And then you can just play it on there. Cause I don't play anything else on Uplay, except for like Rainbow Six. which is through Steam, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
It launches. Actually, it's not even called Uplay anymore. It's Ubisoft Connect.
Yeah.
Okay. Which has its own thing and its own subscription thing. You can Ubisoft Connect Plus.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the big thing now is to add plus to the end of everything. Apple
really
Plus.
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Game Plus.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation Net. No, that one did. What is the PlayStation?
After this, it'll be the people start doing
PlayStation
like
Plus.
an ampersand.
Yeah,
Disney
and that's when they start bundling all these because no one wants to have 12 different launchers. No one wants to have 12 different launchers. They'll start having packages. So it'll be Disney and then you get to add the whatever secondary thing is.
Yeah,
that's basically what Amazon is, really, right?
Yeah, I mean that's
Amazon
how I have HBO right now.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's all I played this week.
Yeah, it's been a light week.
Yeah.
It's been a light week as far as news goes, too.
Yeah.
So I will try to talk about interesting things.
Please do. I mean, I would hope you try to do that all the time, whether on the show or just in conversation.
The big news this week is Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5 have been released.
Yeah.
Now, as suspected, they're hard to get.
Yeah.
Because, they sold them all online and not in stores, and bots are rampant, as they always have been. Or not always have. They had been this year.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much like the situation buying the NVIDIA cards and all that stuff, it's hard to get them on some places.
Yeah.
Now, I accidentally did queue up for a PlayStation.
Did you?
Yeah. So, I follow a guy on Twitter who posts like deals and when things go up online. And he's I don't know if it's a guy or a bot.
It's probably a bot.
But he posts a lot of stuff, and it'll show, like, I started following him back when the Nintendo Classic had come out.
Yeah.
And the Super NES Classic, because he would post when they went live and stuff, when you could get them. And, in fact, that's how I got them. I believe was following him. It's Wario64.
Yeah.
Is the guy, he has a Twitter account. Anyway.
I believe it's a bot. I think it's a bot.
It's a real guy running it, though.
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure the post is a bot.
I'm sure it got to, because it puts out stuff really quickly. He just has a lot of different ones, I think, searching. But anyway, he had a deal was like, PlayStation, is up. And I accidentally clicked the link, not thinking, and it loaded a page, and it was like, you have been queued. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was like, estimated wait time, 1 hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess if I stay in line, a digital line for an hour, I could buy a PlayStation.
Potentially.
Potentially. But I was like, I don't want a PlayStation.
Yeah.
I don't have a reason. Well, there's only one reason I would consider getting one, and it's not quite good enough yet.
Demon's Souls?
Demon's Souls.
Yeah.
I really want to play Demon's Souls.
I'm hoping they do a PC port.
I do too.
Yeah.
I wish they do a PC port, or even a backwards compatible, like a PlayStation 4 one would be nice.
Yeah.
Like Miles Morales is out on PlayStation 4, and that's kind of the lame part. It's like that's the only thing I really would want to play.
Yeah.
On the new PlayStation.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I bought my PlayStation 4 was for the Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
That's why. I own a few more games, but...
Yeah, I have several games, but that was a big one. The Spider-Man game's good, so I haven't finished it. And I hear it looks great on the new...
Yeah.
The remastered version looks really good.
Yeah.
And runs really well on the PlayStation 5. But, it's still like, why would I get that?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the general consensus on both the consoles is like, there's really no reason to buy them yet.
Right, yeah.
And especially Xbox even less so, because if you own a decent PC, you can just,
a lot of the games
Xbox Game Pass and play most of the exclusives on there.
Well, I mean, it's a select library. I mean, it's not like...
Well, yeah, I know that, but it has all the Xbox.
Yeah.
It's got the HP... even when Halo Infinite comes out, it'll be on Game Pass the day one. So, there's really no reason other than to have one, I guess, if you want a dedicated console for it.
Well, I mean, you have to remember, not everyone's like us and has, like, fancy PCs to run these
That's
games.
true.
So...
But it's easier to get a PC.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe some of the hardware is a little more limited.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to remember also not everyone builds them like we do. True.
But, I don't know. It's not that hard.
It isn't, but it's not something everyone is comfortable doing.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it, but what I'm saying is that you don't have to do that. You can also build a PC, but there's plenty of services online that'll build PCs, and they're not super outrageous in price.
No.
Anyway, it'll probably be more than on an Xbox for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You can't get. They're hard to get. So
but that'll live well.
It will get better. It'll get better. As they push out more production, and I think they've been putting them out every day since the release. They just they get bought up pretty quick. Speaking of Demon's Soul, apparently there's been some stuff added in the remake that wasn't in the original, but no one knows what it is.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a secret door hidden behind a wall at a dead end, but it's locked and it doesn't go anywhere. So as far as they can tell, no one figured out how to get through it yet. And so everyone's wondering if it's something they're going to add in later, add some new content to the game.
Like a little DLC entry point?
Maybe. And I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Did you see the smoking Xbox thing?
No.
Did you hear about the smoking Xbox thing?
I think I saw something about it.
Yeah, there's a photo going around like my Xbox Series X is smoking, and I've only used it. I've only been on the menu or whatever. It's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's just vaping into the Xbox. They vape, and then so the way the Xbox is designed, it sucks air in at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then it blows out the top.
Yeah.
And that's how they keep it cool. It's kind of cool design, actually.
Yeah.
But it's
like the Mac Pros.
It's very similar.
Very similar design.
Except it's square.
Yeah.
And they've broken the board into pieces with a big, massive heat sink in the middle with a fan that on top and bottom that sucks through. So someone vaped, blew into the bottom of it, and then it just billows through it and just smokes up. And it looks like it's just caught fire or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's fake.
Yeah.
And
you're probably not doing your system any favors by pushing that.
Yeah, I think even Microsoft has put out an official statement that's like, don't vape, don't let your Xbox vape, or don't vape your Xbox.
Yeah.
Because everyone was pointing out it doesn't look like burned.
Yeah. It was
like
clear
electrical
smoke.
Fire smoke.
No.
It looks like
vaping smoke.
Yeah. Which is just water vapor. So it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Because I heard about it, like, ooh, something wrong with the hardware. Because I saw something, people were talking about it. And then I was reading up on it. It was like, nope. It's just someone trying to make it out like it's busted or whatever. And they're like, and Microsoft is like, yeah, we take all things like this seriously, which they should after the whole, Xbox 360 Red Rings fiasco years ago. I'm sure they take a lot of that stuff seriously. But they were like, out of the thousands of consoles we tested leading up to this launch, we've never had anything similar to this at all. So
yeah.
So it's fake. Don't believe what you're reading. So far, no major issues other than there's just not a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Or I said there's a lot. They're all selling out.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone called in a hostage threat to the Ubisoft Montreal headquarters.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it turned out to be fake.
Yeah.
There was no actual real threat.
Yeah.
It was just someone calling in saying
Yeah,
there's a hostage situation. I don't know what the
Mm.
goal with that, or just people fucking
who
around,
knows?
I guess.
Who knows? I
Um,
don't understand why anyone does any of that. I don't understand why people vape into their Xbox and pretend it's busted.
it's
Like,
publicity bullshit.
Yeah. It's,
Well, that is. I don't know about trying to make it look Xbox look bad for some reason.
I have no idea.
But while potentially damaging their own
Yep.
Xbox. A friend of ours got both the Xbox and the PlayStation.
I know.
The PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And apparently, I was reading the comments, and he was like, yeah, I actually got 2 PlayStations, so I sold one of them. I guess he was like real gung-ho about trying to purchase them.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting 2 of them.
Huh.
I don't know if it was him and he had another person buying for him as well, and they just doubled their chances.
Yeah.
And they both ended up getting one.
Mm-hmm.
So he got both, and I was like, well, you have to let us know how it is.
Yeah.
And he did say the PlayStation 4 controller is really nice.
It looks nice, and it's got some like responsive
Yeah,
stuff going on.
resistive triggers, so
Yeah.
it feels like a real
Yeah.
trigger. Now, I put it on my wish list, my Christmas list for the PlayStation 5 controller, because I like them, they look nice, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't want a PlayStation, but maybe I'll have it for my PC. Then I was thinking about it later, I was like, wait, is it supported on PC?
Yeah.
So I looked it up, and it is.
Okay.
Now, some of the features are not
Yeah.
yet.
Like the
The triggers
Yeah.
and some of the special vibration
Yeah, because
stuff they have.
that stuff has to be programmed somehow.
Yeah, and so Steam does support the PlayStation 5 controller, but it doesn't have all the features.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, that reminds me, I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Yes.
and you would think a game that's on all consoles,
Yeah.
and I'm playing on PC, and I was like, I'm gonna play with a controller.
Yeah.
Because that seems like this kind of game seems like it would be good with a controller.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't played any other one.
Yeah, I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't play hardly any third-person game without a controller.
Yeah, and so I was like, I will play with my PlayStation controller. Plugged it, had it hooked up, started playing, turned it on. Won't work.
Yeah.
The Assassin's Creed won't. It doesn't act. It's not doing anything. It won't let me use the PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's weird. And I actually pulled up the overlay, and my controller works on the overlay for Ubisoft Connect.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work in the
out.
game.
Yeah.
And finally, I was like, well, how do I get it to work?
Yeah.
Because this game is on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Should
It should be compatible.
compatible. Looked it up online. It was, yeah, it'll work. You just have to run the game through Steam.
Yeah.
So I had to add it to my library.
Yeah. As a
non-Steam game.
Yeah.
And then run it through Steam, big picture mode, and then it works.
That's funny.
But it doesn't show the PlayStation buttons.
Mm-hmm.
It shows the Xbox buttons.
Yeah.
I'm just
Mm-hmm.
so dumb. So dumb.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft, you need to fix that. Get your stuff working. So my controller works.
Yeah.
Especially if I get a new one for Christmas, I need it to work.
Yeah.
And Plague Inc.
Yeah.
Is a game about spreading of a pandemic,
Oh, yeah.
which we're very familiar with. Very topical. Came out like 2012 or something.
Yeah.
It's been out, or even earlier. It's been out for a long time.
It's been around for a while.
Well, the whole game is you're spreading a pandemic. So they came out with an update, a new game mode that's the opposite.
Really?
Where you're trying to prevent a pandemic.
Huh.
And there's like 3 different maps or something.
Mhm.
I don't know. That it is the new game mode, and it's apparently like if you read it, you're like, oh, I'm familiar with all of this because we're going through that right now.
So it's like not wearing a mask just an option, or you're like, no, it'll be fine. We get herd immunity.
Yeah, I don't think you'll win.
We're not gonna make people wear masks.
I think the thing that's weird in the game though is like you can have manual vaccinations. or what's it called? Is it manual or not manual? Required vaccination.
Yeah.
And people in the game the population will just do it.
Yeah.
You're like, and as we've learned, that's
not,
probably not the case.
Yeah, at least
but at
not
least
in
not in America, because people are stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it probably would be some educational stuff there. Like they apparently worked with real health officials to make it realistic. And there's like a lot of stuff about creating a vaccine and doing lockdowns and stuff, and basically encouraging stopping the spread of the virus in the game. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Apparently the designer of the PlayStation 5 originally designed it bigger.
Bigger than it already is?
It's huge already,
big,
right?
It's
the biggest console that's ever been put out, right?
Yeah.
It's massive. And apparently the original design was bigger. Like, the designer designed it, and then they took it to the engineers, and engineers are even like, that's too big. They were like, you're going to have to make it smaller. And so they scaled it down to the size it is now.
Yeah.
So imagine how big it was if it was bigger than it came out based on the real time. Will you pay attention?
I'm paying attention.
You're
I'm
texting.
organizing my afternoon.
You're texting over there. I see. It's just not interesting enough for you, Daniel.
No.
Can you tell I'm filling time because I'm running out of news?
Yeah, you have nothing else to talk about.
I have very little else to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time we...
No one says we can go. We have to go to the full hour. We just shouldn't go over.
Well, since I've filled extra time before,
Uh-huh.
I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
The last thing I had is there's some crazy stuff going on with Twitch. Have you heard about this?
No.
With the
Well, I saw something, but I didn't read it.
the whole copyright
Yeah.
takedown stuff. Apparently has to do with in-game sound. So people that have been streaming games that have music or stuff in the game, not being able to have them. It's really confusing. I was trying to read the article talking about it, and it kept losing me because I was like trying to understand what actually was happening.
Yeah.
And it seems to be some specific games have sounds, not just music, but sounds that are copyrighted, and the system is flagging them and forcing them to take it down. To the point where like Twitch is even like, yeah, we're sorry. We're working on it. Basically, it's like there's a big problem with it taking down a lot of people's stuff. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it would hurt their overall business model if people can't stream games regularly.
Yeah.
And like I was reading about some people getting around it basically by muting music in games, or also like muting all sound from the game, so like it's pretty much just losing a lot of the experience.
Yeah, a lot of the atmosphere.
Of the game. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't really fully understand all of it.
Yeah.
I get copyright laws and all that, but I don't really know. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's complicated.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you got it. That all you got?
That's all I got.
Well, it's a pretty light week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all anyone cares about is that, the election is ending.
Yeah.
And it's
that.
done. And so that's overshadowed everything. And then Xbox and PlayStation came out.
Yeah.
That's really it. Like 90% of the news I was reading this week was like, what to do on your Xbox? I was like, I don't have one. What to do on your PlayStation? I don't have one of those either. How to save storage? I don't care. It's like, good for you. I don't know. Whatever.
I didn't buy into this.
I didn't buy one. I did get in line, but I chose not to buy. So for about a minute or so, someone else had to wait longer.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
Are you done?
Yes.
All right. Well, please go to our website at dudanddan.com. That's DUDNADAN.com. And like, comment, subscribe, and anywhere you like to listen to a podcast, that's where we'll be.
That was like, what is that?
I don't
That-
know what's
some
happening
fake-
with my voice.
Some fake enthusiasm. That's where we'll be. Like you wrote on your note, have excitement. That's where we'll be.
That's where we'll be.
Yeah, that's
Wherever
where we'll be.
you are-
Come
wherever
on,
you
get some
are.
enthusiasm in your
Wherever you are.
spill, Daniel.
There we be.
There we is.
We is. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Dan May.
And I'm Dudley May, and this has been Dud and Dan.